Welcome to Wander Mode, a podcast that wanders through topics such as entrepreneurship, traveling, and mamahood. As a teacher turned entrepreneur and a mama to one, I am sharing my tips and tricks to maintain harmony in a multifaceted life. Let's wander. I am your host, Julie Thomas, and the Barbie movie inspired today's episode. I last visited a movie in a theater before COVID. Even before COVID, our family tended to be more of a rent kind of family than a go to a theater kind of family. But I spontaneously attended Barbie and am glad I did. Fair warning, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie yet. Growing up, I played with Barbie, Midge, Skipper, and Ken. I never actually owned the Barbie dream house, but so many lines and other scenes from the film brought my past into the present. For example, Ken's only purpose was to be Barbie's right-hand man. Yep, so true. Barbie constantly changed her outfits. Yep, I changed her outfit probably 3 times per day at least. All the Barbies were saying hi to each other and living in this world of perfection, perfect hair, smiles, and body. Yep, the dolls were all buddies at my house too. As a kid, the controversy over Barbie's body or what she stood for, as people might see it now, never crossed my mind. Barbie was simply a doll to dress up and pretend I was living life just like her. In childhood, I would say I saw the beauty in Barbie just like Gloria in the film. Fast forward to adulthood, and funny enough, I have a mentality similar to Sasha, Gloria's teenage daughter. Barbie is a bad influence. As Sasha bluntly stated, you've been making women feel bad about themselves since you were invented. That is a lot of pressure to put on just a doll. But Barbie does, in a lot of ways, communicate nonverbal messages about how women should and should not look. She is anti-feminist in the eyes of many. Even I question bringing Barbies into my house with the kiddo because of the shape and appearance of Barbie. I hesitate due to her unrealistically small waist compared to her chest and hip size. I hesitate due to her unnaturally pointy feet and her ever-perfect smile. If Em was gifted a Barbie, I definitely would not deny her the opportunity to play with one, but as her mom and a female who believes in the beauty of all looks, shapes, sizes, personalities, it is hard to justify picking this type of doll over others that have been created more recently to represent real girls. Despite all of this, and because I'm an adult that can process most messages conveyed by the media today, I attended the movie thinking that it would simply be a happy-go-lucky throwback to the past, or a fun chick flick that would get a few laughs. But it was actually so much more than that. I teared up at a few parts because the message was so endearing. The film portrays a woman, aka Barbie, who was made to be perfect, but suddenly realizes that life isn't so perfect on the outside of Barbie land. A woman who learns about the world and all of its complexities. A woman who desires to be more than an idea. A woman who wants to do something and be something significant. A woman who chooses to live out an imperfect but beautifully written story instead of remaining in a world of perfection, because that is what life is all about. The film was surprisingly moving, and there were 3 scenes that I'm going to share that distinctly stirred my emotions. The first scene was when Barbie recognized her connection to America Ferrera's character, Gloria. America played a mom of a teenage daughter that was definitely in what I will call the teenage angst phase. She didn't find her mom cool, wasn't connecting with her on any level, and was generally embarrassed by her. Barbie closes her eyes in contemplation in an attempt to connect with Gloria. And scenes from Gloria's memory of playing Barbies with her daughter flash by and show their changing relationship over time. It caused me to think about my relationship with my daughter now. At 2 years old, I am still very much in her world completely. She asks me many times throughout the day, Mama, you want to play dolls with me? Mama, you want to sit by me? Mama, you want to swim with me? I am her person. Her world is whole and the best version of itself when we are doing things together. Then I think about my relationship with my mom, and I remember some of the moments from when I was a kid, like reading with my mom in her bed and going on vacation together. But I also distinctly remember the teenage phase in which I was embarrassed that my mom would always video record everything with that big camera that you would put up on your shoulder. And I felt mad that she wouldn't let me wear jeans to church. Watching this scene in the movie gave me context for how my mom felt when I pushed her away and sought independence in many phases of my life. Imagining how my relationship with M will change is impossible. Others often tell me, cherish these moments because they won't last forever. I get the sentiment, right? Cherish these moments because how she sees you now will look different in 10 years. I know it will. I get that. I taught middle school. I see how it works. I will cherish her desire to play with me now and her desire to have me be with her always. I am honored to be her mom. But I say this out loud as a reminder to also cherish the moments that she is pushing me away. Maybe it is because it's the teacher in me, but I want to equally cherish the hard moments too, because that is what is supposed to happen developmentally. That is part of being human. If I raise her to be the woman I hope she will be someday, she will be confident and capable and want to do things independently. She will know when to ask for help, and she will know that I will always be there for her no matter what, because that is the foundation that I set. As Ruth, the creator of Barbie, said in the film, we mothers stand still so our daughters can look back to see how far they have come. I don't interpret this line as me standing still or pausing my life simply so that M can thrive. I can live my life just as she will live hers, but I can eventually stand still as a facet of her life and observe and encourage and guide her so that she can thrive independently of me. So that she can look back and see that I was there for her, but also know that she became the person she is through her courage, her intelligence, her compassion, and her life choices. The second scene that resonated with me was Gloria's monologue. Gloria's monologue had to do with what some might call the burden of being a woman. It had a lot to do with the pressure that we put on ourselves to make sure that people like us, respect us, value us. We believe we need to be all the things. As Gloria said in her powerful monologue, you have to be thin, but not too thin, and you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but you also have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the time. You have to be a career woman, but you also have to be looking out for other people. There is more to the quote, but I'm going to let you watch the film to hear the rest because it is an incredibly powerful moment. Listening to Gloria speak these words with such emotion was inspiring. There is so much truth in her words. Sometimes society places these expectations on us, but sometimes we place that burden on ourselves or we don't stand up against it. When I worked a full-time job and simultaneously carried the titles of mom, wife, daughter, small business owner, and others, I expected myself to be everything for everyone. It worked for me for a while, but cracks in my foundation occurred as I was not caring for myself. Your foundation is you. A boat's mast and boom are useless without a hull to keep it afloat. A 50-story building is only as solid as the first floor. A chair can only support you with a strong base. You can work toward being everything and everything you're meant to become if your foundation is strong. That means most of your energy needs to go to you if you are feeling depleted of reserves. Focusing on what others think or doing things to please others wastes power and slows your momentum. So I thought about it as needing to strengthen your foundation in order to permit yourself to discover all that you can become. The near final scene of the movie was like icing on the cake. Barbie meets her creator. They share this beautiful moment when Ruth tells her that she doesn't need to ask permission to be who she wants to be. Ruth tells her that life is messy when your world isn't perfect, and she gives Barbie a vision of what her life could be if she chooses to become human. Watching this vision play one memory after another made me actually think of these monthly videos that I create for my daughter. These little snippets of so many more significant moments, but when put together in one little monthly video, it shows so much growth in her life. This vision that Ruth shows to Barbie demonstrates that life isn't always perfect. Sometimes we fall, sometimes we cry, sometimes we laugh until we cry. Sometimes we hurt people. Sometimes we are afraid. Sometimes we dare to do things on our own, and there will be times when we need the support of others. But it is all beautiful because it is a part of being human. Barbie is not human. The film portrays Barbie as an idea. Being an idea means you live on forever, and that sounds lovely, doesn't it? But is it? Ruth shares that humans only have one ending. Ideas live forever. So Barbie goes on this journey of self-discovery and eventually states, I want to be a part of the people that make meaning, not the thing that is made. I'm going to repeat that line. I want to be a part of the people that make meaning, not the thing that is made. These lines made me think of the finality of life, the brief bit that our lives impact the spectrum of time. We are blips on the radar of history. However, if you contemplate individuals in history that have impacted the lives of others with their ideas, determination, courage, they become immortal in a way. They lived life to their fullest potential while leaving ideas behind that has carried them into the future. What a beautiful thought. Now, I am a chronic overthinker, and I probably allowed myself to dive a little deeper than I should have, given that it is just a movie. But I do encourage you to see the movie and think about what it inspires in you. As I ponder how this film connects to my new career as an entrepreneur, I want to be part of the people that make meaning, just like Barbie. My soul yearns to create. I loved rearranging as a kid. I loved photography in high school. I loved blogging in early adulthood. I loved designing, sketching the art on the quilt squares, and piecing a quilt for my husband. I loved creating units to teach concepts to my students and see those concepts and those units play out when I'm watching them give a TED Talk up on stage for a fully memorized 5+ minutes. I love making videos from hundreds of pictures and clips, and developing spaces with good energy fuels me. I want to put my ideas out there, as they will live long after I am gone. If you wandered to this point in the episode, thank you for listening to the Wander Mode podcast. Please leave a review and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at WanderModeCo. Reach me by email at julie@wandermode.co. Until next time, wander on.